Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I'm your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and welcome back to HIMedia Headlines for today. Of profitability and popularity. Like, Arc Raiders was able to, cultivate somewhat of a more casual audience by cultivating a culture that is, through their matchmaking system that, rewards non-aggression with non-aggression players and aggressive players with other aggressive players. And this just makes sense. And, Escape from Tarkov has been bleh, and Dark and Darker is Dark and Darker. Honestly, the problem is that the extraction genre there are a lot of people that are kind of just like me, where, they're just not interested. Now, I will say, extraction gameplay as a part of a wider game is something I genuinely do like. The best example of an extraction type of gameplay that I genuinely enjoy, I say, is the Imperial City in Elder Scrolls Online. You get Telvar for killing enemies and killing other players, and then you can use that for, to unlock collectibles, exclusive gear, weapons, things of that nature that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get through any other means. I'm supportive of this. I think the problem I've always had with extraction gameplay with extraction games is, first of all, seasonal wipes result in, all effort lost. Two, because of that effort being lost, the most sweaty people on the planet are just, who have no life, are able to just fuck off and not have to deal with shit, which sucks. They can just accrue gear and keep it pushing, and then people just are kind of screwed. But even if you are somebody with it, even if that's not the case, even if you are very damn good at the game, it still leads to a position where all you're doing is just extracting with loot to do better at the next extraction. And then you die and then you lose all your shit. Awesome. The big problem I've always had with extraction and games, and I've talked about this at length in a much larger video on the channel, is it's just a gameplay loop that I feel has lots of risk and little reward, and the progression feels bad, I guess. That's just how it feels to me. And I think that despite Marathon being, closer to Tarkov in terms of aggression compared to Arc Raiders, and the fact that Bungie is putting so much time and effort into this instead of Destiny 2, which has traditionally been their cash cow, as well as a game that had the capacity for not only a much broader audience, but, a lot more interesting gameplay mechanics that are broad. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if they made a Destiny 2 game mode that was extraction based, I feel like that would have been a little bit more receptive to a degree. It's just the fact that they aren't supporting Destiny 2 like they used to. It's a game that had lofty ambitions, stated it was going to be a game with a 10-year life cycle. About 4 years into said life cycle, 4 to 6 years into that life cycle, they nixed the old game, started Destiny 2, which they said that the first Destiny was going to be around for 10 years or whatever. And then they and it feels like Destiny is going to die with a whimper. And I just find that unfortunate. Like, because here's the thing: at the end of the day, anybody who plays an MMO or MMO-like type of game, like when they're in this type of state, it doesn't fucking feel good. I wouldn't feel good if Elder Scrolls Online was this way, but Elder Scrolls Online is doing a lot of new and innovative things to try and rekindle, to get both new people, even more new people in, and also rekindle, older players who are a little burnt out spirits with things like, changing progression out, like changing like the non-gameplay progression in terms of earning rewards, and changing the monetary model to a seasonal model and to encourage consistent play instead of, like 4 fucking expansions a year, or 4 fucking DLCs a year rather. I just think, Destiny could be a game that I personally would enjoy a lot more if they fucking worked on it. And I think the fact that they're focusing so much on Marathon is frankly a mistake. But, who's to say? It's not like the people that run Bungie have, been intelligent for the last few years. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of High Media Headlines for today, April the 26th, 2026. We appreciate your time and your listenership. If you like this episode, join our Discord, link in the description. It's a great community. Otherwise, this has been High Media TV. I've been your host, Evan from High Media TV, and I'll see you guys next time.